Welcome to All Kinds. I'm Kaya.
And I'm Yehudis.
And today we're going to be talking about WAP. WAP has caused a huge outpouring of empowerment along with the slut shaming and the fake questions of decency. But rap music has been replete with sexuality and violence, particularly from the male perspective. So why is it suddenly such a problem? Also, it's pretty tame considering what came before it. So why is everyone freaking out?
Absolutely. So the song WAP. Now, these girls...
Wet ass pussy. Girl.
Right. Wet ass pussy. First of all, do you have a WAP? Do I have a WAP? Doesn't matter.
That's how you get them pussy
Well,
guns.
apparently to the what is his name?
Conservatives.
Yeah. Well, apparently, do you have a WAP? Do I have a WAP? Does it matter?
Wet ass pussy girl. It sure do.
Well, apparently it does matter to conservatives like Ben Shapiro, who on Twitter self-owned himself by saying that his wife's a doctor and he's concerned that if you need a mop and bucket for your WAP, that you might have serious disorders like maybe a yeast infection or some other medical term. And that's what his wife told him. And righteously, all these other people on Twitter are just having a huge laugh because he just admitted that his wife is dry.
Yeah, everybody dragged his ass for that.
He cannot satisfy his wife is what we got. Because obviously Ben's a smart guy. He went to Harvard. He knows what hyperbole is. He knows that you don't really need a mop and a bucket.
He really needed to sit this one out. He basically admitted he's not getting her wet and he's having dry ass sex.
And the best part about it is that he said that he also recited the words to WAP. So he said, you guys have to watch it. He actually read the lyrics
out loud.
Yes. So a Twitterer made a great beat to it. And he's like, give it to me extra hard, extra large. And
my God, I have to see
P word. And it is the best. So you guys need to watch it. Usually, I like a lot of Ben's opinions and I don't like a lot of his opinions. But this opinion, Ben, you just got to sit out. It made you look really bad.
No one should be admitting that they make their wife dry. I guess it was dry ass pussy for him. He's got to adapt.
He knew what hyperbole is. He knew, in the song they say, get a muppet, get a mop and a bucket for this wet ass pussy. And Ben was like, if you need a mop and a bucket, you might have a serious disorder, according to my doctor wife.
God, is he going to do this with all songs? Because he's going to have some serious issues.
Well, it's a top trending song, his version, which is hilarious.
But you know what? That's the whole thing. Like when I went and looked at the lyrics, I'm like, what's the big deal? Because I heard it on the radio and it's all right, and I love Cardi B and all of that. But I think the big deal is because they're so mainstream now. I know everyone's saying it's female empowerment. We can talk about that because that's a little bit debatable. But basically, when's the last time you had a female rapper have a Pepsi commercial? Oh, I can't even do it.
Good for Cardi. And I actually don't really like Cardi's rap because I know that she, used a lot of ghostwriters like Partisan.
Oh, she's not writing it?
Well, she was caught, but she won't ever admit to it. But I love Meg Thee Stallion. And even in the song when she says, put him on his knees, get him something to believe in. I mean, that is such a sick line. But the thing about this song that I didn't really like, I didn't think of it as empowering. It seems like it's something a high school boy wants to hear because in one of the songs, in one of the lyrics, Cardi's like, I want you to put it in me or like in my throat until that dingly thing. What was it?
Dangly thing, you tickle that.
And
but I like that part for her.
I know most women don't like to deep throat.
No, so I'm going to disagree here because I think there are fantasies, and I like about this part is she's asking for her fantasies versus just let me please you, which is what we always see are like in one of the lyrics. They're like, yeah, pay my tuition. I'm like, bitch, you're here to pay your own tuition. He should be trying to ask for shit.
But it wasn't like Lil Kim's. How many licks does it take to get to the center? Or Kia's, lick my neck, my back. You
lick
might
my pussy and my crack.
Right. You might sell drugs. But screw that. Get on your knees.
A bitch like me moans and screams.
Right. That was empowering. Where this one was
That's right.
I'm such a wet ass pussy. You're gonna have to, need a mop and a bucket, or
And I thought it was more like, like ask for shit while you're writing him. It's gonna make you come. It's not about him. Like it's your fantasy.
Right. It was more about what the guys. It was a song for what guys want to hear. It wasn't a song for what the women. I mean, I still love the song. I still beat to it.
Part. The first part where she's saying that dingling that you don't like. That's what her asking for stuff.
I guess so. So maybe I'm judging off that. But you know what? I also didn't like that Kylie Jenner got a real cameo when Jordan Wood should have got it, because let's not forget, guys, the Kardashians, they might have black friends. It's like I was friends with someone and she was loving the fact that I was Jewish for some reason. Like I went to her house for Christmas. She's like, meet my Jew friend, meet my Jew friend. Ooh. It's anti-Semitic to say that. Even
meet my black friend.
And the Kardashians have a little racist in them, especially Khloe Kardashian when she attacked Jordan Woods for kissing Tristan, her baby daddy.
So what does that have to do with racism? What's the beef?
Well, I think Jordan Woods should have gotten that because it was all about black female empowerment.
Well, it turns out that, Cardi does like play dates with this one and they get along. So she put her in the video, but she's just opening a door. And a lot of people said, oh, here's a white woman opening the door while the black people do the work.
It didn't look good. Yeah. It didn't look good.
And Cardi's like, oh, whatever. But the thing is, I guess she has this huge platform. Like Cardi interviews politicians now and everything. And she's super down to earth. So I guess on the flip side, she's going to be judged for everything. She's got to be recognizing that now.
Right. I mean, she literally made it. And one thing I'll always give her, I mean, she literally made it from nothing. She was stripping, Ellen, the nice and nasty Ellen, actually asked her about stripping. And she's like, well, music wasn't paying my bills. And then Ellen was like, so did you like it? She goes, of course I did. I love the money. And the crowd was cheering and Ellen's face was like jarred. It's like, okay, you're going to ask her. Ooh. She's going to be upfront about it and say, you know what, I was making a lot of money. And you know what, I did use guys. I mean, if you want all this, I'm going to give it to you, but you have to give something back to me. And she would have guys pay her rent for 6 months in New York at a time.
I would love to have seen if Ellen tried to make fun of Cardi's accent, which I love. I'm from Brooklyn.
Wouldn't dare.
Oh my God. Because, like you told me, and it's true, I saw these videos of her like harassing that woman from
Sofia
Modern
Vergara.
Family. Oh my, and she does not look pleased. If you guys watch
it's insulting. I mean, so Sofia, we love you and we're sorry.
Well, speaking of apologies, there's just, I guess before we continue on, as you know, with Ellen right now, she's apologizing to all her work people, but I don't think the apology, she goes, if you guys felt that way, like I couldn't look at the eye, apparently I hurt some people. It did, once again.
Right. I mean,
not
she's
too
like,
much
I don't know where that rumor started from. Don't gaslight your crew, okay? You're worth millions of dollars. You can't just say, listen, I'm sorry, okay? I got ahead of myself. Like in my comedy routine called Relatable. Maybe I'm not relatable and I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's such an introvert. I'm like, just step up. Say, I'm sorry, guys. You know what?
That's my biggest fear of blowing up with this podcast because I would forget where I came from.
You would, but we'd remind you. We'd be like, hey, Puddin'.
But I wouldn't want to be
look
reminded.
You in the eye. You know what I mean? You could look me in the eye.
Maybe I'll ask people not to look me in the eye. Who knows? Guys, if I have a ridiculous amount of money, I mean, my morals can sway in so many different ways, unfortunately.
I don't know. I really think that whoever, no matter how, what if this blows up and I become some Cardi superstar, you can look me in the eye. And I think Cardi lets people look her in the eye. So
Cardi is because Cardi literally made it like, she still plays the song Bodak Yellow. She didn't know that was going to be a hit. It was not made from a big fancy record label. And
but it's the same with Ellen. Ellen didn't come from money, right?
But Ellen forgot where she came from.
That's the thing. You're absolutely right. Well, I guess that's why they're making such a big deal. But like we were saying before, I mean, everyone's making it like Cardi's the first person to do this. And it almost reminds me of when like Lady Gaga came out there like, ooh, so risque. And I'm like, was that Madonna doing this shit in the 80s?
I hated how Lady Gaga back in the 2000s was really cool to be like, oh, yeah, I come from rags to riches. And then we find out like, wait a minute, when it was unearthed that she went to the same school as Paris Hilton, her family owns a fabulous Italian restaurant known in New York. She lived in a penthouse. She stopped with that act, because Oprah actually came from nothing. There's people that really come from nothing. Then here you are, Lady Gaga, saying that you were a go-go dancer and all that.
I don't get it. Like, if let's say I was born with a silver spoon, I mean, there's no shame in that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely not.
You don't have to pretend you suddenly pulled yourself up by your bootstraps.
That's what I like about Paris Hilton. She has her perfume lines. She once said on her YouTube page, she's like, I'm very lucky that I'm a Hilton. She admits it. No, that's why people love Paris, because she's hilarious. And it was real. Like when she went on The Simple Life and asked what was Walmart.
She really wouldn't know that. I do believe that.
Right.
And like Cardi B, she'd go to Walmart. She'd be like, I'm buying up this bitch.
Right.
Give me everything you got, times 2.
And I love Meg Thee Stallion.
Yes.
And it's really, these women, whether you're black, yellow, purple, they should be allowed to talk about their sex as much as they like. This is 2020.
I mean, first of all, it's rap. We've all heard the male rap songs.
Absolutely.
And growing up, except for Kia and Little Kim and Missy and all these people trying to push through, even Queen Latifah. And it was very difficult. They always had to sing of it toward like the male perspective, like what you're saying. And she's standing on their shoulders, her and Meg and everyone. I'm so glad to now see them doing that. I'm sure they're going to pay tribute to the OGs.
They must, because at the same time, it's so unfair, because even in the song Wild Things by Rihanna and DJ Khaled, wild, wild thoughts. One of the guys says, I'm going to fuck you till you burn, cremation. I'm going to fuck you till you burn cremation.
Yeah.
It's gross, first of all. That's not sexy to women. And the guys, when they usually talk about women, they're not respectful. Where these, women were like, the most disrespectful thing that came out towards the men was Meg Thee Stallion saying, if you don't hang, we can't bang.
Yeah, you know. And it's like we had to bop along to their garbage because that was all that was out there.
That's right.
And they were good tunes, and who cares? And half the time, maybe you didn't listen to the words.
Lick me like a lollipop. I don't hear any,
That's me, the night ride, dressed in all black in the light. Yeah, I love. But the point is, we had very few of those songs. That's why we all know My Neck, My Back. And I love the video, but I just want to say, shout out to that video.
Absolutely.
She's at a barbecue. She's wearing that towel on her head. She's squirting that ketchup very suggestively.
And, Kia is big on YouTube. I don't know if you know that. Yeah, she's big on Instagram Live. She's always attacking people, but she's doing it well.
Oh, I didn't know that. She should come out with some new songs then.
We love Kia. I mean,
it's her time. Now that, these people are in the mainstream.
And Salt and Pepper, don't forget. Those were...
Yeah, but they weren't, dirty because it was only the guys who were given that license.
They were dirty in her song, What a Man, or Shoop. You make me want to shoop.
Yeah, but the men got nasty. The men got nasty.
And you see, when a woman get sexual as overtly as the men, they can't handle it. But, I secretly think these conservatives... They're loving it. And it's almost like internalized. Like, I don't want to like it.
Well, they're always the ones that are caught in these VIP rooms at the strip clubs or with the prostitutes. So it's
like always like those pro-lifers who are so anti-abortion, yet they beat their kids. It's like, I thought you're pro-life.
Yeah, when you know what I mean? And when I heard this was making a big stir, I'm like, I'm going to go read the lyrics. Maybe I didn't pay attention. I'm like, it's not that big a deal. It really isn't. Calm down. So they're having some fun. They're having some sex. What's the big deal? These ladies are allowed to. And
they're in their 20s. They're living their life. And you know what? Good for them. We love you, Cardi, and we love you, Meg Thee Stallion.
And shout out to all these women whose shoulders they're standing
Rami Ma, Lil Kim, Foxy Brown.
There's so many. We can't name you all, but absolutely, we don't think it's justified, is what we're both saying.
I still love Rami Ma's song, Conceited. I'm conceited. Mm-hmm. I got a reason. Who's that looking in my window? Nobody, because I live in a penthouse. Baby, I'm sorry, but I'm sexy. Anyway, I keep going on.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a great song. And again, these women have a right, and I hope they come out with even nastier stuff.
Absolutely.
You explore your sexuality, ladies, and you don't need to worry about them paying your tuition. You got that paid.
That's
right.
They
should be worried about, oh, mommy, can I get a car? Can I get some bills? You got to work for it now.
Right. And you know what, Cardi? Beat it up. Extra large and extra hard. Love you, girl.
I hope she's listening.
Yeah. Cardi, we love you.
Speaking of wet ass pussy, it's time for a commercial.
Ooh, what's today's episode sponsored by?
Today's episode is brought to you by Full Back Underwear. Mm-hmm. Keep that WAP breathing properly in full back cotton underwear. Nowadays, they come in so many cute and sexy styles. There's no excuse. In a sticky situation, sitting around on a hot, humid day, full back cottons will keep that acne at bay. Whether Brazilian, hip huggers, or lace top, these ain't your granny's granny panties. Stay juicy, baby.
Oh. And we're back. That's a great commercial. I only wear cotton. If they don't have, I don't even wear polyester. I'll do 95% cotton, 5% spandex.
I know. I hate when there's a blend because I'm like, is this cotton? How much is this? I had to look up modal the other day. I felt like an idiot. I'm like, that's a cotton, right?
What's modal?
I think it's a cotton.
Well,
it's all blend. There's so many blended fibers. Yeah, thank goodness. The information superhighway. It's really changed our lives. But I used to always wear thongs, and I thought that's the best. You don't show it. And then I thought, oh, well, this, once you get used to it, because it takes a while to get used to it.
I never liked the thong.
Once you get used to it, you don't feel it. And then I was like, well, if I love this so much, I should go commando. But they say you can get UTIs from that. That's what my doctor said. But then it turns out you can get infections from wearing thongs because it shifts around.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Back to front, my neck, my back. But and my. So I stopped doing that. And now I'm all cottons. And they made really cute ones. They used to be not so cute. Like we all saw Bridget in her granny panties, right? She was using Spanx, though.
Yeah, I mean.
That's what it was.
I love Bridget Jones. That's one of my favorite movies.
So good. They should do another one.
The Vickas and Tots party.
Oh, I would always wanted to go to a Vicar and Tarts party.
Oh, yeah. Well, getting back, any other news? I would like to update you guys on Britney Spears' situation.
Oh, yeah. What happened?
So just today, she was filed that she wants her father out, and she wants Jody. Yeah, so she has a court, guys. So she's a multimillionaire. She's a court-appointed lawyer. Okay, that's what the new judge has given her.
Because she can't afford one because they took her money, right?
It's not that she can't afford. She's not allowed one. She's not in charge of her finances. She said vehemently in the court document she wants to stop performing, stop everything.
Yeah, she's not a trained monkey.
It's more than a Britney Spears issue. It's a disability rights issue. If this person is mentally disabled, she shouldn't have been performing in the first place.
But hold on. So when we see Law and Order and they make a charge like this, the court always appoints someone to review the mental state. Are they going to do that? What's the latest?
They are going to do it. And, you know, Jamie Spears, her brother, recently said on a podcast that, yes, you know, she's always wanted to get out of it. But, you know, we don't know the complexities of that because she's always been with someone since she's 15. That might be true, but she's almost 40 now, okay? And great, she doesn't make the best decisions. Probably doesn't.
But hold on, didn't they go to court last week or something? What happened?
Well, Jamie Spears. So there's two Jamies, okay? They're from the South, guys. So Jamie Spears is the father, and then Jamie Spears is the brother. Jamie Spears, the brother, went on a podcast, I forget the name, saying that she's always wanted to get out of her conservatorship. So there we know now that it's not consensual. Second, and Jamie Spears, the father, lashed out recently to In Touch and said, you know, all these Free Britney people are crazy and this and that. The thing that Jamie, the father Jamie, underestimated about Britney Spears fans, we love Britney for who she is. We don't want her to, if she doesn't want to perform anymore, that's cool. We want the paparazzi to stop following her everywhere, to leave her alone.
But even as not a super fan, like we talked about on that episode,
it's a disability issue.
The issue is like, if she's disabled, then why is she being forced to perform? Like that can't be good for her.
Right. It's not good for her because the amount of work that goes into touring, to putting on shows, it's not healthy for someone in that state. Right.
But do you know what happened? I think she went to court last week.
So no, they're still reviewing it. So she said that she wants... It's an ongoing thing. So she said she wants Jodie Montgomery to look after it in the meantime as temporary. It's someone else on her team. But she seems like a nice woman. But again, I'm not going to, go on Sloan, SLO4N, but it's called like Sloan. Britney Spears, he'll have all the latest tea on it.
Right. So I hope it works out for her because what are they going to do? Keep having her perform till 50 in this conservative ship? I mean, give the woman...
They're going to have to let her go.
They're going to have to.
She can't have children. She can't do anything. She can't drive, guys. She's stuck in a big mansion all day. That will make anyone go crazy. It doesn't matter how big the house is. If you can't leave on your own, if you're told you step out of that house, you're back in the... mental health. And guys, when she was first in the mental health, it was a 1-star rated mental. It wasn't like a Promises in Utah.
So they're so cheap with her money when it comes to her.
That's right. That's like she stayed in a 1-star. So let's keep in mind. And there's nothing she could do about it. She didn't want to perform. It wasn't because her father was, so basically, guys, she canceled her Vegas show because apparently her father was not doing well. And she said that, apparently. But we all know that's Britney's team saying that. We found out, the Britney fans, that she was actually in a 1-star rated mental health facility. Okay?
Oh, this has to stop. So we'll keep you guys apprised of that. In the meantime, please make sure to keep those pussies wet and juicy.
Absolutely.
And stay tuned with the Ellen because she's coming back next month.
Fuck you, Ellen. I already know. You're skeezy, Ellen. And you know what, Portia? I used to like you. I used to feel bad about your eating disorder.
Stand by her wife.
No,
die.
I wouldn't put I stand with Ellen. I used to feel bad about your bulimia, but you know what? Now I don't. I feel a little bit bad.
Yeah, girl.
I feel a little bit bad.
Hold the phone.
But where is anyone going to stand up for the workers? Okay.
Well, we'll see how this goes because she did promote Twitch, right? So now he's getting cooked because they didn't have enough diversity. I'm not saying that's why. I'm sure he deserves the job because, the other DJs spoke out. They'll never have him back. But, she's starting next month. So it'll be interesting to see the first Ellen show. And she knows the eyes are on her. So I'm sure it's going to be, I'm sure she'll address it. You have to turn to the camera and say, she knows everyone's talking about this.
And don't gaslight your crew saying, I don't know where this came from to not look me in the eye. I mean, just own up to it. Whether you have to take accountability, even if you're wrong, okay?
I want to know, just like with James Corden, can she name 2 cameramen?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yes, that's right. On that note, it's been a blast, Hood. And if you like what you hear, don't forget to check us out weekly on iTunes or on your preferred platform. Please give us a rating and subscribe to the show. Give us the stars you think we deserve.
Check out our website, allkindspodcast.com. You can also hit us up on Twitter at allkindsweekly or on Instagram at allkindspodcast. We look forward to hearing from you. Maybe we can discuss on our next show. Thanks for listening.